Hi everyone, I'm here with Peppi. Peppi is a former Duke basketball player, but she's also a medical researcher right now. And we were talking about Shelva's help and the opportunity to help individuals with cognitive impairments such as autism. The morning hours from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. would be for individuals with severe cognition deficits, actually enabling them to work with a one-on-one clinician. And then the mid-afternoon hours would be more for family group homes and families. So,
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, in general, again, when we talked about this sort of space, I mean, there's a lot more research that needs to be done related to physical activity and those with various different cognitive impairments. I mean, from the young to all the way to the elderly. Having done other research projects with children who are disabled and again trying to get into the workforce and so on and so forth, there is a huge need there. I think part of the problem is that there's not really that many safe spaces where people can go and try maybe different things, try different experiments, and a lot of it is data driven. So if well, all experiments or research is data driven. Now we have the technology to really do those type of research projects that are really needed in this space. And I think this will be a great way to do that. And again, a way to have a safe space and a way for things can be and data can be collected for us to do that type of very important research.
One thing that was big for me, being a mom of two sons with autism, as they reached that adolescent stage, there were fewer places that we could go to that were cognitively appropriate, meaning like it wasn't a whole lot of technicality for use, that were not overstimulating with a whole lot of lights and stuff like that, but also that were weight appropriate or size appropriate, because once they reach that stage, if they don't have the cognition that their peers have, some of the attractions start to be more so appropriate for a 5-year-old, 6-year-old versus a larger 12-year-old. So, and right now with 80% of individuals with autism being unemployed, that means 21 and over, we were trying to create a facility where they could go, or create an opportunity for them to go and play and have fun, as well as developing the strengthening skills that they need. What are some of the things that you saw were needs when you were working with these individuals with disabilities?
Yeah, so when we work with that, and this is a project I did, I got published for related to trying to get these kids basically to hold a job, to work. Obviously, we had to come up with a design of something that can be used for really any type of disability, which is essentially the same case because there's different levels of autism, there's different levels of just general cognitive impairment. So just getting them in a room and kind of just observing some of that, you can see clearly some of the jobs that they had available for these kids. It just wasn't doable. So just having, again, an area or a space where they can at least maybe try out different things. If we had companies or job people with actual employment opportunities come in and maybe watch these kids. Oh, you know what? Hey, I've got a particular task that can be done by these people and so on, these type of people with cognitive impairment, that type of thing. A lot of it is really communication, and I think people don't always have that view of or the visibility and looking maybe at other options for employment opportunities. And I think this will be a great space for that to happen, a great space to at least get that conversation going as well.
As I talk to moms about employment opportunities for their kids once they reach 21 years old and once they leave school, one of the big things is that they lose, about 57% of the individuals lose the speech, PT, OT services that they were receiving. So with Shelva's help, well, our goal is to make sure that they get some of that, the PT benefits, total functional mobility benefits, such as reciprocity, coordination, balance, core strengthening, those various items, while they are actually having fun. So something that's aesthetically pleasing as well as physically, socially, and cognitively strengthening. The other thing that I wanted to ask you is, What did you see as far as family support? Was there a lot of family interaction in what you did, or did it seem to be just the individuals?
Yeah, actually there was no family interaction, oddly enough. I mean, at the end of the day, we did get to see some of the parents, like when they came in and dropped off and, you know, that type of thing. So we did meet with them because we want to interview them, kind of get their sense of, you know, some of the issues that maybe they were going through. But even that said, it was pretty much the kid or the person basically now interacting with a whole different set of staff, where, I mean, they may be knowledgeable about them, and you're getting to know them and so on and so forth, but I mean, the family who's there with them all the time, and they have the much better insight than another person, even if it's well intended. So that was definitely lacking. I think that's a hole that this will definitely fill for sure, and it's really very much needed.
Yeah, that was one of our goals, to actually bridge that transitional gap. So when a child is learning something, or a young adult is learning something in a therapy facility, it's very different from the application in the real world. And what we wanted to do was, did it cut off?
No, it just hit full again. Oh no, now it's battery.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's.
Oh, we'll just keep going and try it. But anyway, one of the things is making sure that the skill set that they learn in that therapeutic environment, they're actually able, the parents are able to see it, the parents are able to understand it, and then they're able to also use it outside in the real world. So just giving parents that option to interact with their kids versus everything.
Yeah,
Can you think of anything else?
From my standpoint, I think, again, I mean, we clearly, I think we agree that research here in this is necessary. In order for us to tackle the problem, we need to figure out, you know, what the really true underlying problem is. We don't want the kids to go out and have bad gait form when they're then trying. We may have trained them for a job, but we don't want them to have bad gait form, so then they get hurt. So it's really an all-around, all-encompassing type of situation you kind of have here, in which case you can do research from multiple different aspects.
Wow. Time to help, everyone. Time to help. We hope that you will take time out to look at our website, shelvashelp.org. That's http://shelvashelp.org. Thank you so much for viewing this video.